Hey there, are you ready to head out on a real adventure today? I want you to just imagine for a second stepping right out of your everyday routine and straight into the heart of a vibrant, magical forest. You can almost hear the birds calling from way up in the canopy, right? And feel the breeze rustling through those giant green leaves? Well, today, in this explainer, we are going on an awesome nature trail adventure. But before we actually hit the trail, let me ask you something. Have you ever stood perfectly still and watched a brilliantly colorful bird dive straight into the sparkling water to catch its lunch? Or maybe you spotted a tiny spider working super carefully to weave this complex, glittering web. Nature is absolutely packed with these fascinating secrets and hidden magic, just waiting to be discovered by curious minds like yours.
All right, let's dive right into this. Welcome to the lush, green forest of Pachmarhi in Madhya Pradesh. Just look around at the incredible variety of animals and birds all living together here. From the majestic, incredibly strong gaur standing over by the riverbank to the elegant white storks and the proud peacock. This forest is simply bursting with life. Literally every corner has something new waiting to be found.
Now, this forest is massive, and we definitely can't explore a place like this all on our own. So, let me introduce you to Abba Didi. She's our friendly nature scientist guide for the day. A nature scientist is someone who literally spends their life carefully studying all the fascinating plants and animals we're about to see. She knows every single hidden path in this forest, and she's going to help us understand everything we find along the way. But before we go running off to look for eagles and monkeys, Abba Didi has a really important rule for us. She points out that we have to make absolutely sure we don't harm the plants or animals here. Because think about it, this forest is their home. We're just visiting. So it's our job to be the absolute best, most polite guest we can possibly be. It really comes down to understanding the difference between good forest behavior and bad forest behavior. Good behavior means walking carefully on the trails, observing the animals quietly from a safe distance, and leaving nature exactly as we found it. Bad behavior? Well, that would be things like making loud noises that scare the animals, plucking beautiful flowers just because they look nice, or bringing harmful plastic bags into this clean, green environment. To make sure we keep the forest happy and safe, we've got to follow some golden rules. Let's lock these in together. First, always be careful in a new place. Second, never tease the animals. They deserve their peace and quiet. Third, don't try to feed them. They have plenty of natural food out here. Fourth, don't damage any trees or flowers. And finally, absolutely never, ever throw garbage in the forest. If we bring it in, we pack it out. Okay, let's tiptoe over to our first stop and see who's hiding. If you stay quiet, you can almost hear the splashing. Animals naturally gather wherever there's fresh, cool drinking water. Over there, look at that beautiful spotted deer standing so gracefully. And right down by the sparkling pond, we have ducks swimming and a rabbit having a refreshing drink in the grass. Actually, if you look really closely at the mud near the water, you might even spot the tiny footprints they left behind. Wait, hold on a second. Shh. Let's look away from the pond for a minute and peer up into the branches. Do you see who's hiding up there? Yep, it's a very curious little monkey. Look at how it crawls along the branches, just perfectly at home high off the ground. Forest animals are brilliantly adapted to their environment. They can jump and swing through the leaves without making a single sound.
Now, while we're looking up, turn your eyes all the way up to the sky. This really shows us that the forest is made up of different layers. It's not just about what's on the ground, it goes all the way up into the clouds. Look at that beautiful flock of bright green parrots flying super quickly overhead. The forest canopy is basically a busy highway for all kinds of incredible flying creatures.
Speaking of birds, let's play a quick imagination game. Picture yourself sitting at a dinner table, and you have to eat a bowl of soup, but your only tool is a tiny wooden toothpick. That wouldn't work very well, would it? A toothpick might be great for picking up a single berry, but you obviously need a spoon for soup. Just like we match different tools to our food, like spoons, forks, or chopsticks, nature does the exact same thing. And that is exactly where the science of bird beaks comes in. Since birds don't have hands, they use their unique beaks as their customized tools. For example, an eagle has this incredibly sharp, hooked beak and strong claws built specifically for catching prey. But then you look at a tiny sunbird, and it has this long, thin beak, almost like a built-in straw, which is absolutely perfect for sipping sweet nectar deep inside a flower. It's like nature designed the ultimate custom toolkit.
All right, let's switch gears and pull out our imaginary magnifying glasses. We're going to look really, really closely at the forest floor now. Welcome to the colorful world of insects. Look at the incredible detailed patterns on these butterflies. Their bright colors are just spectacular. Sometimes those colors help them blend right into the blooming flowers to hide, and other times they actually serve as a giant warning sign to other animals that they might not taste very good.
And right next to those quiet butterflies, you've got the buzzing bees hard at work. Bees are honestly some of the most important heroes in the entire forest. As they buzz from one colorful flower to the next, collecting sweet nectar to make their honey, they carry pollen with them. This whole process is what helps all the plants grow, bloom, and create seeds for the very next year.
And speaking of the plants, you've got to admire these vibrant forest blooms. The plants and trees are basically the grand foundation of the whole forest. They provide the delicious food, the safe shelter, and even the clean oxygen that all these amazing animals and insects need to survive. Every single leaf, stem, and petal plays a massive part in keeping the forest alive and thriving.
You know, you can actually capture some of this plant magic yourself. Here's a really fun leaf art activity you can easily try at home or in the classroom. First, find a fallen leaf. Just make sure it's rough on the back where the bumpy veins are. Place it flat under a plain sheet of white paper. Then, take a crayon and gently rub it all over the paper. Like magic, the unique shape and beautiful patterns of the leaf's veins will slowly appear right before your eyes. It's super cool.
So seeing how the bees, the flowers, the birds, and the trees all work together brings us to a really massive concept. It's called interdependence. Let's play a web of life game in our minds to picture it. Imagine you, a towering tree, a tiny bird, a deer, and the warm sun are all connected by glowing threads of yarn. Every living being relies on someone else. The deer eats the grass, the tree needs the sun, the bird lives in the tree. We are all deeply, deeply connected.
But here's a really big, important question to think about. What happens to that glowing web of life if just one single piece suddenly disappears? What if someone cuts down the tree? Where does the bird go? What if the bees just vanish? Who helps the flowers grow? If you let go of just one string in a web, the whole thing can start to collapse. And that is exactly why every single living thing, no matter how small, truly matters. All of this beautifully connects to a really profound traditional saying, Vasudeva Kutumbakam. It literally translates to, the world is one family. You see, this amazing nature trail isn't just about looking at cool animals. It's about realizing that the tall trees, the spotted deer, the buzzing bees, the colorful birds, and us humans, we aren't separate. Nature is our family, and the earth is a home we all share together.
And because nature is our family, we have a huge responsibility to look after it. Protect nature, protect life. By making sure we don't pollute, by planting more trees, by throwing our garbage in bins, and by treating animals with respect and kindness, we ensure that the forest stays happy. And when the forest is happy, the whole earth stays healthy for absolutely everyone.
So as this explainer wraps up and our adventure through the Pachmarhi forest comes to an end today, your real journey is actually just starting. Now that you know the incredible secrets of the forest, how the animals live, and the golden rules of the wild, what will you do to protect our natural family? Keep exploring, stay curious, and always, always be a champion for nature.